Well, as Paul Joseph Watson pointed out today, over 150,000 voters in Scotland are demanding a recount, believing that the votes were counted fraudulently. But it may be that there were some fraudulent promises that were being made by Cameron, the Prime Minister. Cameron shifts tack on constitutional shakeup, reports Reuters. They say that Scotland will get more autonomy with no ifs, ands, or buts, said Prime Minister David Cameron's office on Sunday. However, many people don't believe that. Scottish leader Alex Salmond accused him and other politicians of tricking Scots out of independence. He made his allegations after Cameron, within hours of Scotland voting no to independence in last week's referendum, unexpectedly saying that new powers from Scotland, promised by London before the vote, should go in tandem with new powers for England. This raised the possibility, they say, of a new deal for Scotland being delayed or even thwarted. And so the question is, are they going to renege on the promises that they made to the Scottish voters to get them to vote no? If they do, what's going to happen there? But if he goes through with these promises, is he going to have a revolt in his own party? Will he be thrown out? Will there be a vote of no confidence that will come up that will cause even greater changes in the UK and Scotland? Now, there's a report from the New York Times about a case that came before the Ninth Circuit Court today that raises new questions about posse comitatus in a very different way, in terms of the investigative arms of the U.S. military being used against non-military persons in the United States. The New York Times reports that a child pornography case spurs a debate on the military's role in law enforcement. A federal agent that was working as an undercover cyber sleuth logged into a large file-sharing network that was sometimes used by traders in child pornography. Now, he was working for the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, and his surveillance, they say, could not distinguish military users from others. And the man that he helped to catch was a civilian. This month, in a sharping rebuke of the investigative service and the Justice Department that's generated wide interest in legal services, a federal appeals court in San Francisco overturned the conviction. Federal authorities said that it had shown, quote, a profound lack of regard for the important limitations of the role of the military in our civilian society. It's yet another reminder of how we are seeing the lines blur between the military and the civilian police force, how they're militarizing the civilian police force, how they're controlling them from Washington, but also how they're using the military as police. Remember that the giveaway programs from the Pentagon are only for law enforcement agents who have the ability to arrest and to apprehend. We also know that from the NDAA that they want to use the military to indefinitely detain people without trial. This is something that should worry us very much, that we have the military investigating people and then convicting them using civilian authorities. Now, Google and Apple have said that they will not turn over information about you that's on your phone. They say they've changed their software so that they're not even able to comply. But Wired Magazine has said, well, you may wind up having to do that yourself unless you want to rot indefinitely in a jail cell. An attorney with the Electronic Frontier Foundation said, you can expect to see more cases where authorities are thwarted by encryption, and the result is you'll see more requests that suspects decrypt the phones themselves. And he says, by requests, I mean demands, as in, do it or you'll be held in contempt of court. Now, of course, this conflicts with someone's Fifth Amendment, where they would not self-incriminate themselves. But of course, the Fourth Amendment says that you are secure in your person, your places, your papers, in other words, your documents. Those are protections that we have not had for quite some time from this government. They routinely ignore those in many aspects of our life, even if you're flying on a plane. So don't expect to get those protections. Of course, legally, they could get your information with the Fourth Amendment if they suspected you of wrongdoing, went before a judge, told them specifically what they were looking for, but they don't bother with that kind of information anymore. Basically, what they're going to do is use a rubber hose to beat that information out of you, if that means that they just lock you up until you turn that information over.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com.